May I pay homage to the triple gems. They are Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And respect to both Venerable KK and Venerable Somboon to be all right. So welcome everyone. Okay, hi, good evening from Thailand to all viewers from all over the world. All right, so right now we are getting people in our Facebook Live, 5 viewers. I would like to say hi and welcome you to the Monkchat Live. Okay, so please share and like this Facebook Live to your friends and your community to join us in this Facebook Live. All right, so today we have very interesting to share everyone. So I'm as a moderator, I will guide everyone to several questions. Some question it might concern to some Buddhist monk life, that you're going to get a benefit from learning, monk life, and also some question that will, going to support and allow you to learn more about Buddhist philosophy and Buddhist attitude, to different issues in this present day. All right, so if you are watching us, please like and share this video, and also don't forget to write comments and ask questions that will be very useful and that you come to converse with Buddhist monk. For example, right now, this is my friend. Right now he is already moved to abroad. I feel very glad to see him to able to go to abroad. We are same classmate. Thank you so much for come to follow our live talk today. And also some, I think he's a monk. Thank you so much for coming in. All right. I hope that for those who are following our Facebook Live for several episodes, we tend to set up a particular topic and then discuss in this, time, And this day we also have post. I was do editing by myself. I have edited some short clip that Venerable KK and a guy who come to Monkchat and ask question to Buddhist monk, and I have edited some important and highlight of the talk to our Facebook page. I hope that you you have watched that video, and I guess some question that were asked by a man that come to talk with the monk. There are also many questions that look very interesting that we might bring that question to this Facebook Live and has a further conversation. All right, so the first question and the first thing that I would like to invite both Venerable to share your ideas is, um, many people ask that Buddhist philosophy, or we call Dhamma, Buddha's teaching, it's not concerned to form, that you are a monk or layman, or not limit with the gender as well. So we are all allowed, able to practice and learn Buddha's teaching. So one thing that who are not familiar with our Buddhist tradition, or who are new to our Buddhist tradition, they might have a question that why you become a monk. Can because you can be a layman and practice Buddhism. So what is the reason and why uh, to ordain and wear this yellow robe, and also keep practice in disciplined life? It's special to practice Buddha's teaching on the Dhamma. And this is the topic that I will come up into the conversation today. So Venerable KK, would you please share us more, because you have already answered some of the some of the answer already in that short clip. Would you please give further information concerned to this? Yes, please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening from Thailand. As you know, I'm KK, and thank you so much for listening to our live program. And thank you to Ajahn Son and Ajahn Somboon for sharing your time and asking very good question for me and for our audiences. Well, Ajahn Son, you're right. I think around a few weeks back, I was talking to a guy from Nepal. His background was Hinduism. He was a Hindu, and he had less idea about Buddhism. So he came over to Monkchat and sit next to me, and he was asking many questions about Buddhism and what Buddhist people traditional belief or faith, and why did you decided to become a monk, or how important to become a monk, and how do lay Buddhist people practice Buddhism, something like that. So well, today what I'm going to share is about first thing is uh, why is important to become a monk, and what can we learn. Okay, so first of all is to become a monk, it's very important to learn something. Number one is to learn the way of life. Like Prince Siddhartha, the name of Buddha who became enlightened by himself, he was a prince. He has a lot of luxuries, property, whatever. So finally he decided to renounce from everything. So we still following the Buddha story. So most of the Buddhist country in Southeast Asia, like in Thailand, most of the men, they became a monk once alive or more than that. So number one is we became a monk to learn how to renounce from being a layman life, to learn how to kind of like a give up, you know. So we have the greed, we have the angry, we have temptation, we have attachment, so many things. So when you become a monk, you learn those things, how to accept and how to know it and how to let it go, not to dwell on that. So basically, number one is you become a monk to renounce whatever you gain in your life. So that's why when you're being a layman and when you're ordained to become a monk, you have to renounce your hairs, you know, you have to renounce the layman clothing. If you have some gold necklace or ring, bracelet, watch, whatever, you have to renounce those things. And being an ordained life as a monk, you have to learn and follow your discipline. According to Buddha's teaching, after you become a monk, you follow three main things: your moral training, your mental training, and your wisdom training. So what I mean to moral training is you have 227 rules that you follow to keep a disciplined life or a moral life, not to harming yourself, not to harming others. And secondly, you do meditate at least twice a day or once a year. You go to longer retreat to purify your mind, to know your feelings, emotions, positive or negative, to know your greed, angry, delusion, and desire, craving, those things. And way that you practice moral and mental, you gain the wisdom. So it's possible to practice when you become a monk more than being a layman. Because when you're being a layman, you have freedom, but you are more rush and busy with your duties, with your responsibility, with your work. But as a monk, we do have many duties, but we have more time ourselves to practice by ourselves. Okay, so overall, to become a monk, it's very important to know about your life and to practice that I told you those things, the renunciation, moral, mental, wisdom trainings. And number two is when you become a monk, you do dedicate your good deed, good action. So for example, when you become a monk, you have to do something good. Meditation twice a day, chanting, and the spreading loving kindness, compassion, those kind of things. You are doing good every day. You can dedicate to yourself, to your families, relatives, ancestors, to all living beings. You can making merits. And when you become a monk, you can easily teach people, because people are willing to learn how to get away from mental stress, depressions. So they will come to temple, request the monks, and teach them. So, okay, so as a monk, you can lead a group of people how to meditate, to know more about the moral life, live a good life, how to gain happiness. So, for example, in Thailand, the way of Thai, typical traditional way, as a man or as a young boy, they has to be a monk once a life. Most of them, it's not compulsory, although it's more like a part of their traditions. So someone they became a monk, to dedicate, as I told you, of their good action. And also basically in Thailand, female, it's very difficult for them to become a monk. So someone as a man or a boy of a family, they became a monk, also represent of the female of their family, like sister, grandmother or mother, who are as a female, who are not able to become, or who are not easy to become a monk to learn. That's why some boys or men, they become a monk for them, for their family as well. So there are so many important things to become a monk, And although who became a monk, in Thailand or most of the Theravadas, old Buddhist tradition countries, um, it's more like a temporary life of monk. If you want to be monk for rest of life, you could be, so you can practice for rest of your life. Or if you just want to become a monk for period time, few weeks, few months, a few years, it's up to you to decide. But one thing, when you become a monk, you don't have to do agreement, You don't have to sign up, I became a monk for this long, that long. Not exactly. So that's why there are two main ways of become a monk. One we call novice or novices. A young boy could start it, become a novice monk in early age. Let's say 7, 8, 9, 10 years, how parents want their young boy to become a novice, till 20 years old. This is we call the normal ordination for a novice as a young, less than 20 years old. So as a senior monk, maybe Ajahn Son or Ajahn me, myself, KK, any monk can ordain a young boy to become a novice monk. But to become a fully ordinated monk, this is what I'm talking about. It's not easy. It's more like, I will say in English, officially. So basically in Thailand, what I experienced before, I got many invited to go to participate for those who are becoming a new monk, the new monk ordination ceremony. So what I've seen, what did I experience? A man who are up to 20 years old, he could be a fully ordinated monk, but he cannot shave his hair and wear the robe himself. It's not called ordination. So basically, their family, especially parents, he need to respect and ask permission, and then the day of the ceremony of the ordination in Thailand, they have to ordain in the ordination hall. We call upasatha, okay? And there has to be minimum 5 monks. I came from Bangladesh, so when in our country, not exactly like that, but in Thailand, they need 5 senior monks, more like this, okay? So 2 and 2 are a reference of ordinator, and the leader one is the main ordinator who will lead the ceremony. At the time, everything will be recorded. You will begin to get kind of ID book, as a monk ID book, or kind of passport. Every details will record it in that book officially. So you will not going to get a family name. You will going to get a monk name. So in Thailand, novices has no Pali name. But when you become a fully ordinated monk, you will not going to use your family name. You will going to use the monk name. All right. We call Bayu Suti, the passport of monk or passbook. And then there will be recorded who are ordinated, the place name, and the 4 references, who are they, the name, and even the time. Everything will be recorded. That's called the fully ordination as a monk who are observing 227 rules. So overall, it's very important in some Theravadan old Buddhist traditions to become a monk, to learn your way of life and to train your, especially the mental, and to dedicate your good deed, good actions, and you are able to teach other after you experience many things by practice yourselves. and also how to renunciation from a layman life or your desire as well. Thank you, and sorry for taking long explanation. Sorry.
Yes, thank you so much, Venerable KK, for your explanation. Okay, it's such a clear, and also he give further information to our viewers as well. Okay, once again, I would like to uh, report and tell everyone that you are watching us right now on Monkchat Live, which is this is a live program that we can ask question and also uh, share a talk to uh, you right now. So you are allowed to ask question. You are invited to ask question to our Buddhist monk right now. All right. So what we have discussed so far is concerned to one question that also this is were asked a lot, from the foreigner, that why you become a Buddhist monk, and also when they uh, have listened about the teachings of the Buddha that not limit, to only Buddhist monk uh, to train and to be pure ourselves to achieve enlightenment or to get awakened mind. Everyone can practice. Everyone can uh, awake. So that's why uh, people curious, that what is the special to become a Buddhist monk. Now, Venerable KK have told you several reasons that you, for example, to become a Buddhist monk, uh, you are like a full sacrifice to this path. You have to detach your layman life. You even clothes. It's already being uh, like a very big sign that this is a great renunciation to this path. And also um, Buddhist monk, we um, has we have so many discipline life that going to train and shape. All right, so it could be another perspective, if we look from this point, that why, that why Buddhist monk, is special, and why we decided to join the monk life. Venerable Somboon, you have any aspect of yours, that would be support this question and support the answers?
Thank you, Person. Uh, the reason that I became a novice monk, and actually it happened when I was 11. When I was 11. So at the age of 11, actually, I at that time I was very young actually. Then I was supported by my parents, and I think that the main reason that I became a novice monk at that time, I think because of the educations. My parent wanted me to have a better educations. And honestly, I was born in a very poor family actually, and my parent couldn't really support my like education that much because they have to treat many like the other uh, like my younger sister actually. So then I was encouraged and supported by my parents to be a novice monk, and in order to have an I originally from Myanmar. So in Myanmar, like in my hometown, the the education system and the school is not that how to say is very poor actually. And if you don't have any like it's very difficult to have a good education in my hometown. Then my parents decided to send me to Thailand as a novice monk. And after being a novice monk, and in order to have a education in Thailand, and I had an opportunity to study in normal Thai school, government school actually, with like the other students. So at the beginning, being as a novice as a novice monk and studying in the Thai normal school is not qualified. Like I was sent to the school in order to study only. They're not putting like the novice into system actually. So at that time, I just thought like studying in the school. Maybe at least I I expect to be able to study like being able to read and write and oh, uh, uh, only that kind of expectation at the beginning. And at that time, I was very young and I don't really I didn't really know like my purpose of being a monk at that time, being as a novice monk. So I just follow um, uh, the monk in the temple in the monastery. I move when I move the temple that I move from like from my hometown to Thailand. The temple that I lived I used to live. Its name Wat Ban Mai Mok Jam, where is in Chiang Mai, and it's very far away from the. Uh, it take around 4 hours from the main city, from the Chiang Mai city to that temple. And there I had studied in the Thai normal school as a novice monk with the other students, like a lay Buddhist, like children. Yeah. So I can say that I was I'm late to join, maybe around 5 years late uh, at my age at that time. And I had studied in the school as a novice monk, and from the primary school and still secondary school and finally high school as a novice monk. And I moved from temple to another temple, and also I also moved from like Thai normal school and come to like a Pariyatti Tham school, or which is in Thailand is the school that provide for a novice monk or young novice monk in order to have education. So because my family, they are not in Thailand, so I think better to keep being the novice monk and study. And so I think that the main reason that I still being a novice monk, I think because of the education. Then after I finished my high school, then I continue my education, and I thought of studying in the higher level education, that is a university. Then I moved from Phang district, sub Phang district to Chiang Mai city, and study at the Mojoro or MCU in Chiang Mai in English program. And I had opportunity to learn and met many different people from many different countries. And that is the beginning of how I joined the Monkchat program. Yeah. So to me, I think at the beginning, that the reason I think because of many factor, many like and the reason maybe mainly I think the educations and my family supports. And I had been I have been supported by Buddhist people a lot, whether my tuitions and many other kind of things. So I think I'm now already finished my bachelor degree, and I think this is opportunity in order to how to say um, show the how to say to give something back to the Buddhist people who used to support me. It's not only like because I'm able to be like I reached this level because of those people who always keep supporting me and many different things, and still I'm now already finished my bachelor degree, and I'm now also studying in the master. I'm studying master, and I think uh, in the future I keep learning. I still have the desire learning about the Buddha Dhamma or the teaching of the Buddha, and I think to me I would like to dedicate my life in order to give something in return to Buddhist people, and of course, like being a monk, as Ajahn KK said, we can what we can do to return like good thing to the people is to behave properly and do whatever we want, do whatever that supports like the community. So I think my purpose of being a monk have been changing throughout the years I've been novice monk actually. So at the beginning, so like I thought many different many times like wanting to disrupt, but I don't know what reason like still have so many support that I keep like I cannot really stop like being a novice monk. So now I think I have more. I have another purpose. That is to study and until I finish, and then that is I think that the reason that I still being a novice monk.
Yes, thank you. Very interesting that you have shared your monk life experience. I hope everyone will enjoy Venerable Somboon monk's life experience. It's not easy that, and also uh, it's difficult to keep his life on Buddhist training, and also um, to keep it until now. Everyone, you are welcome to ask any question and join our Monkchat live. Right now, you are all welcome to have a discussion with our Buddhist monk. All right, we got one question from our venerable. Is it a question or not? Let me read his question. In England, the foreigners always ask me that why do you have to make merit, and what will we get, uh, and what is benefit from it? Very good question. Thank you for sharing, Venerable. I don't remember your real name. I'm sorry. Would you please write down your name? And I'm sorry because he used Facebook like D Laos. We are classmates. Yes. Thank you so much for share such a useful question. I never been to England. We never been to the West. Uh, it's very good that you were asked this question because the concept of merit or even make donation, right? In Thailand, we have so many different donation box. So many tourists confused that you have to pay for looking around the temple, and also even you go to the toilet, you will see donation box. and why you have to give donation again, you know. So that's why yes, the concept of merit, it's quite not really match, you know, with the Western culture. If you, for example, what I have known, you know, in the West culture, uh, if you get a service, you know, you just pay, you know, how much is it, you pay it. But the concept of donation is we don't know how much we give, and also merit, you know, it's something that we don't see it uh, right away, you know. Sometimes we explain that, okay, this merit, it will be your good deed that will reflect or come back to repay you after you pass away, or this will be attached with you for the great next life, you know. So that's why yes, this is very interesting question. Venerable KK, I hope that you will ask this question by many foreigners because you have made them all often. Would you please, yes, share your opinion?
Okay. Thank you once again to Ajahn Son, and also to Ajahn D. Lao, who
Mang
are
Vichai, sorry. His name is
Ajahn,
Vichai.
Ajahn Vichai. He's also a monk, came from Laos, but now he's staying at UK, I guess. All right. Thank you so much for your question, Ajahn Vichai. Well, your question is, what is the benefit of making merit? So according to my opinion, you know, in Thailand, I guess also in Laos, it could be very similar beliefs that people making merit a temple to monks. So the one thing is people really like to making merit. We call Somboon, something like that, especially for the person who already passed away. Let's say for the ancestor, you know, and even when they buy a gift, something, okay, and they take an envelope and they put the name of the person that I want to making merit. So it's represent what? The gift or some donation. Those all are uh, the good deed or good action. Simply we call good karma, good action, okay? Good intention by your physical, mental, and verbal action. So there are three main karmas. So basically people making merit because they believe into karmas as well. What goes around comes around. So they believe that if I do good, something good thing happen to me, all right? And so basically in Thai traditional ways, people making merits or do something good or making donation to a person or to their ancestor who already passed away for them, to do something good, to bring them something good as well, or at least for rest in peace. Okay. And they also believe into reincarnation, life after life. So if I do something good for my grandparents who already passed away, for goes to next life, in a good life, in happiness life, you know, more like that. Or even I have seen some people, let's say a person, he has a friend or family member who got illness, you know, in ICU or dangerously or seriously accident or whatever. You know, some people also making merit at the temple, offering something to monks, and monks going to give a blessing or give a sermon to that person to transform that kind of good action, good intention to the person to recover from their illness or sickness or kind of sufferings. All right. And moreover, what do we learn? What is the main benefit that we are making merit? So I think the first thing, what I learned by myself, by offering, gaining is not only happiness. It's not balanced yet. Gaining is more like a selfish. All right, gaining is not only happiness. In order to balance, we have to learn how to give as well. So gaining is not only happiness, giving also happiness, to keep balance between internal and external happiness, basically. So for example, there are so many people who are rich in all over the world, but they never learn how to give. I don't mean all the rich people in this world. There are some people, I believe that there are some people, even me, before I became a monk, I only want. I never learned how to give something. Okay. So, when you learn not only gaining to give to someone, then you gain the happiness. It's nothing how much you give, it's nothing about how much you give, but you feel it inside. Okay. And then when you making marriage or make a donation to a temple, it's also the meaning how to share your loving kindness, compassion to others. All right. And also the things we also learn how to pay respect. So for example, we also offer to Buddha. We know that Buddha in a temple, basically it's an image or statue, cannot move, cannot eat, whatever we offer. So our main intention to offer, is to pay respect as an enlightened one, as a great teacher, So before I eat or what I eat, food is very important for live a life, So we also offer those things to show respect. So if you, there is some story in the Buddha time, majority people were farmers, and they farm, and when they get the new food, like some Buddhist traditional way, they come to temple, they offer. I think in Thai traditions also, informal times especially, they used to do that, when they get the new herbs, new vegetables, they offer to the monk, and also for dedicating their good actions or they making merits, So also I wanna add a little more information. Just think about the collecting food. I mean, monks, they never decided food or they never asked food from other people. So that's why part of the temple or monastic roles of a monk or novices, we have to go to collect food, or we call pindapada. Actually, it started from the Sanskrit, pindapada, from the Hinduism. So the main thing in Hinduism, when someone passed away, they cremate the dead body and they take the ashes, or we call remains, before they flow on the Ganga River, So the bank of the river, the family, the person, they offer some food, It's called also very similar to Pindapat, okay? But in Buddhist way, a little bit different from Hinduism, okay? So I'm saying that it's a little bit similar from Hinduism because Hinduism or Hindu religion is very old religion before Buddhism, okay? So overall, in Buddhist way, Buddhist monks go to collect food once a day before we go once a day for 2 meals because Buddhist monks not supposed to have dinner after 12 noon, So we don't knock the door, we don't ask the food, So people, even we don't know some people, they just keep standing on the street. And then when they see the monks come to collect food, they invite the monks and they offer the monks. Can you imagine this is also making merit, what we call it, or making donations, offering, okay? Why they do that? Even, I'm so sorry to tell you, some people are so poor, they have to go to work to find the day food. No work in the day, no food. But they have very good kindness, love, to share, to offer the food to the monks. Can you imagine why they do that? The main thing is they believe I'm doing something good, I'm making merit, I'm gaining inner peace by offering. So when they offer food to monks, as I told you, it's represent also making merit. Okay. And you start a day, basically early in the morning they do that when monks go to collect food. So when you offer food to the monks, you know, you gain happiness. So you start a day early in the morning by doing good karma, making good merits or good deed. So you will have a good day. When you start with happiness, smiling, you believe that you will have a good day, happy day, even you work hard, you know. So they learn how to start a day by making merits or offering food to the monks or go to temple, offer as well, So overall, personally, I believe, or you can try, even you are non-Buddhist, no problem, you know if you do something good, making merits, offering, meditating, any kind of good deed, if you start a day, whenever you do, you gain the happiness, you feel the good. So overall, some Buddhist Theravada old traditions, Buddhist people, they believe the making merits, it's good for them, good for good luck. Making merits is kind of they can dedicate to someone, as I told you, and also good karma, good for reincarnation, like a life after life. So there are so many uh, benefits for the Buddhist people as they believe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable KK. Wow, it's such a lot of details that you have shared to us. You know, as a concept, as a Buddhist theory on making merit, and also how it's already practiced in Buddhist Buddhist culture, like offering alms. People always go to the temple to share food to them. These concept, it's already penetrate to the our tradition, but if we explain to uh, those people in the West who are not familiar with our Buddhist tradition, it could be more like a logical way. It's more like the way
Yes.
to support each other, among as the one who share the way of life, and then also who are not, we call they deal with the gaining money or job, right? And it's the duties of the layman to support. It's more like a rely on each other, right? uh,
Yes. And
Something
Achan
like that.
Song, I'm so sorry
Yes.
for interacting to you or interrupting. I'm so sorry for that. Just to share some ideas, the way we talk, it's very important to share
Okay.
with you, I guess.
uh,
I
yes,
know
please.
everyone know there is the three teachings of the Buddha. In English, which one we call is three poisons. The three poisons is main cause of basic suffering in our daily life. So our viewers, audiences, please keep remember three poisons of Buddhism is the main cause of our basic suffering in daily life. So three basic poisons is what? One, we call lapa, means greed. You want more, you have more, you want one. You have craving, greediness. Number two, you have delusion. Oh no, greed. Number two is angry. Sorry. Number one is greed. More you have, more you want. Number two is angry. Number three is delusion. Delusion. Three. We call lapa, moha, dosa. Okay, so Pali, if I translate the Pali, lapa means greed, moha means delusion, and dosa means angry. So this is called the three poisons in our life that cause us basic suffering. Okay? So when you learn to give, when you learn to offer, when you learn to making merit, you learn to get away from these three poisons. You learn how not to greed. So you will be happy how much you have. You will be happy. You will be appreciate how much you have. You will, how to say, not, you will not going to dwell too much or wanting too much, or you will not bind the chain of your greediness when you learn to making merit or offer. And then you have less delusion. Okay, for example, more I have, more I want. That is a greed, craving. And it's also create jealous, egoness. And number two is delusion. Okay, so what is delusion? When you become super rich, I'm the boss. Everyone is less than me. I'm the boss. I'm the rich guy, you know. I can buy the world. Like many things that happen in our mind, which is we call delusion. Okay, when you have too much things, too many things, okay, then it also costs you angry by yourself. Okay, so basically in Pali language, as old Theravada Buddhist tradition, we use Lopa, Moha, Dosa, the three poisons that cause us basic suffering our daily lives. You know, it's once again greed, delusions, and angry. So when you learn to offer, dedicate your good deed, good action, good karma, making merit, actually you learn these three things, how to get away from those three things, you know. And I think this is one of the good teaching that we can apply in our daily life by offering or making merits, you know. And it's you don't have to be a Buddhist monk or Buddhist people, you know. It's very applicable to all the living beings, especially as a human being, you know. You can apply in your faith, in your beliefs, in your way of life. Thank you.
All right. Venerable KK have already add what he want to tell everyone. And once again, thank you so much for such a great question from Venerable Vichai. He's living in England right now, and please don't forget to invite us to visit you as well. We want to
I want to
visit
visit
London,
Oxford
Liverpool, Manchester.
University. I want to visit
Yes,
Oxford
please.
University.
Sorry?
I mean, I'm so sorry just for it's kind of kidding, you know. I have never been, you know, to England, but I wish I could go to visit, especially at St. Chai and also the Oxford University, you know,
Yes.
where is like a dictionary was translated, and also our Buddhist Tripitaka were translated from the Oxford University, you know. So I really want to go to visit there. I think, yeah, maybe study that if some people support me. Just kidding. Sorry.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, we still have time, and we still welcome question from all viewers. Dear all viewers, you are allowed to ask question. Thank you so much to, let me check. Miss, I don't forget her nickname, but she's used to come to Wat Palace always. Thank you so much for come to visit us in Facebook Live. Okay, Venerable Somboon, I'm sorry that
Yes,
I let Venerable KK made such a long explanation, and I'm sorry to leave you behind.
that is very good,
Sorry too.
very interesting
I'm
topic
sorry.
actually about the
Yes.
merit making. So I would like to add a little bit more about the merit making, and that is a very good question. Actually, sometimes even Buddhist people don't really know what really merit is. You know, in Thai or in Pali we call bun, tambun, or merit making, or bunya in Sanskrit. So now I maybe Pra Ajahn Sane is watching us maybe, and he sent me about the what is the real meaning, the purpose of like merit making, you know. So what
Okay,
Jan
good.
KK already explained actually is already explained some of them already about the merit making. And here actually the merit making is concerned with the karma, so we have to like talk about a little bit about karma. Is about the cause and effect. So what's karma? Simply karma is mean action, so it's about the cause and effect. So basically it's about like the idea of like do good get good, do bad get bad. So merit, it's about like uh, doing good deeds or good deeds or goodness. So in Buddhist culture, like you may have seen like people or Buddhist people offering things to the monk or maybe making donations, as Prajan KK already explained about the detail how like Buddhist people uh, um, make merit or merit making or donation, those kind of thing. And donation is one of the merit making in Buddhism. And there are many different ways to do merit or merit make uh, to do merit, to make merit actually. Like in Pali we call thana, which is about the giving away or making donation or offering, giving stuff, So that's why in Buddhism there are three different way, mainly like first like mostly Prajan Kike already explained about the thana or giving or making doing donation. And there also like we can make merit by like observe precept. Observing precept is one of the include one of the merit making. And the another um, point is about the mental development, mental training, or in like in Thai we call like Than Sin Pavana.
Yes.
Thana is giving, Sila is like observing precept. Like observe what is observing precept is like simply like for general people it's 5 precept, like in abstaining from killing, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from having sexual misconduct, abstaining from like telling a lie, false speed, abstaining from all intoxicants. That is another way how to uh, make merit, make merits. And there's another kind of merit making that is pavana, to purify the mind. So ordinal to do merit, it is in order to um, purify the mind, or whether Thana or giving donation, whether observing precept, whether like practicing, we call it meditation or mental development. All of these things lead um, to have a, how to say, a pure mind, the skillful mind. Yeah. So like we offering things, we give things away, and in order to help other people is not to to how to say, getting something in order to expect something in return, but we offering thing in order to get rid of our greed, lopa, nah, lopa. And we forgive someone, like forgiveness is considered as one of the great giving in Buddhism. Like when somebody do something uh, uh, bad to us or hurt us or something, why we should forgive. And this is something in order to free ourselves, to purify our mind. and that is the giving. That is not about the object or money or that kind of thing, but most of the people understand that merit making is about thana, thana, or maybe or offering thing, maybe to the monk. And actually, it could be any kind of you can mm, you can um, make merit by like helping other people. Maybe it's not by giving thing, maybe helping other people, helping to society, or it's not about to offering things to the monk only, but to the poor and to the hospital, to the public, anything that is about uh, helping other people. It's not about only helping by giving money or that kind of thing, but the purpose of doing this kind of doing merit is in order to um, get rid of the impurity in our mind. Like we give away in order to uh, decrease our greed, lopa, and we give, like we forgive someone in order to decrease our tosa, that is anger. No? And we practice meditation, or we improve the mindfulness in order to get rid of the moha, which is delusion. So that's why merit making is very broad, like, but most of the people think of like a donation, but in actually in Buddhist um, practice, you can do, there are many different way to do to make merits. Nah? So like mainly in Buddhism, it's called like thana, sila, and pavana. Uh-huh. And these kind of three things, giving it's something, it's the easiest way to do good deeds or to make merits. Uh-huh. Giving, but for I can say that for the high level, maybe more difficult, maybe sila, observing precept, no killing, that abstaining from killing, that kind of thing. It is more, you have to put more efforts. And pavana, practicing meditation, is another level of making merits. So I heard that there's level of doing merit, but these three ways of making merits, uh, they are important, equally important. Actually, it doesn't mean that um, maybe even though in the Buddhist teaching it is said that giving, how to say, uh, observing precept, the merit that you will get from observing precept is greater than like doing dana. Like if you have if you have done uh, giving 1,000 times or maybe 100 times, uh, is equal only the one time when you observe the precept. And if you the merit that you get from like observing precept is lesser than the merit that you will get from like pavana or meditation. Nah. So, but anyway, it doesn't mean that, oh, dana is less merit, so I'm not going to do it or something. And actually, aura support each other, because
Yes.
the easiest way, you can start with giving. When you have the mind to give and decreasing, that's kind of maybe it's easy to do, you know. And you will have, when you have how to say, when you give, then you have the courage in order to go to the next level, that is observing precept. Yeah, it's easier. Then this is when you have the precept. Of course, we the precept is about our control, is about purifying our behavior. Behavior, which is our action, our speech. Then when you go to like a meditation and the pavana, and that it will support you to be able to practice meditation. and the wisdom that you get from the meditation, and that also will help encourage you to want to like do more merits. It's come back to the donation. It will support as a circle. You know. So that's why I would like to conclude that, and actually mainly for the merit making in Buddhism, and actually is not about only about giving, but there's so many different way. Like some people, they don't have money, you know, but they can make merit in the other way, like helping and those kind of things. And actually, but many people maybe stick in their mind that making merit is about offering only. You know? But uh, if we talk about the merit making, it's going to be a very like long story, you know. Then we can continue this point later. Thank you. That's a very good question.
Okay, can you give me 1 minute? I'm so sorry. I just want to tell you for the foreigners audiences what Ajahn Boon means. Dana, Sila, Bhavana in English. This is what we call in Pali. In English, it means generosity or generous. It's part of the charity or welfare or whatever. Second, we call Sila. It means moral training, morality, to learn how to avoiding doing bad. Okay, and bhavana, it simply means the mental training to purify the mind. So overall, we call dana, sila, bhavana, generosity or generous, moral training, and mental training. Thank you.
Thank you so much, both Venerable. All right, so thank you for a question from Venerable Vichai that able to let us extend our conversation to such a long and many details, you know, even leading to the different level of making merit and also benefit that we will get, you know. What we have discussed so far, you know, is such a useful that if you pay attention to it, you will broad your mind, you know, broad your uh, wisdom, you know, to understand more about the concept of Buddhism, about sharing, about rely on each other. All right, thank you. Venerable Vichai, he said that of course, you know, that one day in the future maybe he will invite us to go to England. Thank you so much. Please keep promise. All right. So thank you so much for your attention, all viewers. We are very appreciated your question and your time to being with us. And thank you very much, both Venerable KK and Venerable Somboon, to dedicate your time for this Facebook Live once a week, around 1 hour 15 minutes, that we will, you know, spend this time to meet our viewers, and it's like a general conversation as well. All right, so thank you very much for today. We will end this Facebook Live very soon. Finally, I would like to wish and also thank you for everyone, you know, and blessed everyone to be happy and secure, to have a good life. Whatever you do will be success, and also deserve, you know, what you do in daily life, which you free from all the free from bad disease like COVID-19. Everyone, please stay tuned. Every week we will have this time to be together. Thank you for today. Good night.